Okay. Well, so what do you think that, so you're David, right? You're
Kristine.
Kristine, right? Okay. My name is Alex. So what do you think, how long have you each walked today? How many hours? 2 hours? 3 hours?
What time is it right now?
When did we start?
4 hours?
4 hours. Okay. So how many houses did you guys each
We
walk?
went to 9 streets.
9 streets, right?
Yeah.
You guys did together, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the most difficult thing today for each of you? One at a time. Lady first.
I think in the beginning it was kind of hard to not look at the script and talk to them.
Okay.
But then once after a few streets, I kind of got used to it and kind of learned how to emphasize on certain words to make them say yes, or at least take the flyer and
Okay.
yeah.
So you're trying to persuade them?
Yeah.
Okay, is this your first time?
This is my second.
Second time,
I came
okay.
last week.
Okay, so David, what about you? What's the most difficult thing?
This is my first time precinct walking, and I don't have the charm that Kristine does, so it was hard for me to get people to open doors when it was my turn to speak. So yeah, that was difficult. But once they opened those doors, people were generally friendly, and they listened to what I had to say, and they took the flyers, and generally, yeah, they committed their vote to Mr. Hadley, so that's good.
So why do you support Mr. Hadley? Have you guys thought about that question?
Well, from what my mom told me, since the Democratic Party is the main party right now, or the
Super majority?
Yeah, super majority. It's good to have some Republicans in the assembly to balance it out. Otherwise, they have too much power.
Okay.
And also how David Hadley, he supports Prop 13 and also the CS 65.
SCA5?
Yeah,
Okay.
SCA5.
But that's your mom's opinion. What's your opinion?
Well, I agree with her. She told me that.
Okay, so I
that
agree with what she
information.
said.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my opinion according to what she told me.
Okay. What about you, David? What motivates you to come all the way here?
She took all my answers.
Okay.
But,
so you listen to your mom, basically.
no, my mom isn't involved in politics.
Okay. Then
But,
where do you get your motivation then?
Where do I get my motivation?
Yeah.
Because I'm interested, not generally in pursuing a political career in the future, but I follow stuff like this and
Okay.
I try to stay informed.
Okay.
My main reason for supporting Mr. Hadley is his economic stance. I like how he wants to keep jobs in the South Bay area,
Okay.
and even though Toyota is leaving, he wants to ensure that other people are able to keep their jobs and that the other major corporations remain in this area.
Okay. So, so you know about the Toyota leaving, right? So did you do some research about it? No.
Well,
Okay, that's
not
okay.
too extensive research, but
Okay.
I know that from talking to the people while precinct walking, a lot of their friends and family work for Toyota, and Toyota leaving puts a huge burden on the community because a lot of people will be losing their jobs and stuff.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. So I heard from your mom that you're very active at school, right? Do you think this experience is kind of helpful for your school activities, or just for you as a person, as a student?
Yeah, I think it is. It's a very good learning experience, and you learn about actual politics instead of high school politics, And I think that some kids that want to pursue government later in their lives need to have this taste of real life politics to know what it's all about before committing to something like that.
This is hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard work. Here, you have to make sure that you appeal to your voters and that you get people like me and Kristine, for example, that become passionate enough to become precinct walkers for you and spread the word door to door.
So you have to be able to motivate or influence the volunteers, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, all right. Okay, what about you, Kristine? What else? Okay, other than the most difficult things that I just asked you, right? What else do you think of this precinct walk?
I think it's a really good opportunity to kind of understand the real world. From our experience today, there were some people who, once we told them that Mr. Hadley was Republican, they wouldn't vote for him or wouldn't even accept the flyers. So basically just out there are people who are, people are different. They have their stances, and you just kind of have to accept it and it also helps like kind of develop your skills in persuading others and kind of identifying the points that will appeal to the most, like how Mr. Hadley is like the only candidate who will support Prop 13, things like that. Those kind of techniques will really help you like gain their vote or gain their interest.
So how do you tell, right? Obviously, you're trying to choose different message to different voters, right? How do you tell in the beginning that what type of voters they are likely are?
Well, on the sheet, it actually tells us like their party.
Okay.
So like if they're Democratic, then we would first start off with like telling them Mr. Hadley's policies.
Okay.
So that would like kind of make them more interested, and then maybe even though he's Republican, like not the same party, they would still consider him.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if they were like stated as Republican, then just like tell them straight ahead that he is a Republican, so they have like more in common already.
Okay. Okay. That's smart. Okay. All right.
You just got to choose your points of emphasis. Like,
Okay.
After about an hour into it, we started emphasizing about how, like Kristine said, that Mr. Hadley supports Prop 13 and what Prop 13 means to these voters, because some of them, they don't know what Prop 13 means.
Okay.
And by emphasizing points such as this, that Mr. Hadley wants to prevent the property tax from increasing, voters become more interested. A lot of people like that idea. I mean, who wouldn't? But
Okay.
it just got them interested, got them to listen more, and they also agreed some other of our points. And I feel like a victory for Mr. Hadley would be a victory for all the residents of the 66th district.
So let's say, okay, with this experience, how would you, if you were to run in your high school again, right? How would that change, how you would run for the office at high school? How would this change at all?
I guess it would be more effective in a way to like identify your strong points and what makes you unique from others and spread that. But as David said previously, it's very different in high school. Like people don't necessarily care much about that.
Okay.
They care more about like who's popular or who's
Okay.
like that kind of stuff. So obviously it would be helpful to like tell people like your unique characteristics and
But they're not all like that, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
there are people.
There's
Who
a
don't
small
care.
portion who
Right.
do follow politics and do mind. But I feel like if I were to run for student office again, I wouldn't necessarily change my tactics too drastically. Like
Okay.
maybe in my presentation and stuff,
Uh-huh.
what I learned here today and from all other experiences with real life politics, I would change on how I presented my positions and stuff. But not too drastic change because, like I said before, high school politics isn't anything like real politics. What I learned here today will help me later in life, but it won't necessarily help me win
Okay,
high school.
that's fair. That's fair. So, what do you want to say to Mr. Hadley or Republican Party even? Obviously, a Republican Party is a super minority, right? For a reason, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you have you thought about along that line? What they can do to improve?
What the Republican Party
Yeah,
can do?
yeah. Or the candidates, from what you've learned with this precinct walk, right? Because you are definitely at the ground, right? You hear what the voters are saying.
Last time I came here, Mr. Hadley and the current Republican
Minority leader, Connie
leader,
Conley, right?
they came and talked to us, and I think that was actually really helpful for me because I kind of understood like more in depth of what like the Republican Party actually supports and like what they actually do to help society. And I think
But shouldn't you do that from the Democratic Party as well? Because you have to see or hear from what their mouths, right? I mean, would that make a difference? Or shouldn't you do that too, just to get a balanced view?
yeah, I think that's important too. But
Okay.
like I don't know, I just feel like for me personally, I just didn't really know
Okay.
exactly.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I would like Republicans to know. Well, I know California has traditionally been pretty blue state.
Okay.
But where I live, my school in particular, everyone's family is Republican.
Okay.
Hard red, and I'm actually slightly liberal, moderate liberal.
Okay.
And I'm here because I want to be, and I support what Mr. Hadley is standing for. I support what he's standing for, and what was I saying?
No, that's okay. Yeah, I think you said it all.
Even though I'm slightly liberal, I support Mr. Hadley and what he stands for and his ideas, and
Okay.
hopefully there's more people out there that are willing to listen like me.
How do you define liberal? Let's say, okay, you're a little bit liberal. Can you quantify that? What do you mean by you're a little bit liberal?
I generally lean more towards the Democrat side.
Okay.
In most issues, but
Okay.
it's just a little slight lean.
Which is okay. No, that's
I know.
perfectly fine, right? So you have to have your own
Yeah.
judgment, right? So, okay. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.